Hello, Scorpio. So this is a reading for June. So I realize it is taking me forever to get the readings out. I thank everybody for your patience. I'm a single parent and I'm just kind of doing the best that I can. I've been going through just a lot this month, and yeah, I'm just like shedding right now. And many people who know like what it's like to increase in vibrational frequency, those of us who are more than just tarot readers or even just tarot readers, who are spiritual healers as well. I'm a master Reiki healer and actually so much more. And so I've just been going through an increase in vibrational frequency, and I've been going through a shedding period and doing a lot of shadow work. And also I'm a single parent, and so I'm just getting these out as fast as I can, and also taking care of my clients and my kids in the meantime. And so I really thank everybody for your patience. I really appreciate that. And so, okay, here we go. So I want to tell you, Scorpio, that all of the decks that I was compelled to use are really dark energy, and it is a very dark and dreary day today. I do not believe in coincidences at all. I do believe that your energy is actually really dark, but it's like you have this energy about you that's like the show must go on. You know, it's like it's not going to drag you down, but at the same time, it's like there's stuff that you just kind of need to deal with. It's kind of like the same as me, you know, like there's stuff that's surfacing that you could just be shedding, and I actually say that as I look down at one of your cards. It's kind of the same way as like, you know, a bird sheds their feathers, or an animal sheds their winter coat. It's the same thing that like you're kind of going through right now. Sorry, I have an itch. So that's kind of the way that I'm feeling for you right now. So you have the Eight of Swords. But the thing about this Eight of Swords, I mean, as you can see, the bird cage is open. Like, you have the choice. Like, you're not actually stuck in here. It is, it's a mental entrapment that you yourself are putting yourself in. You can set yourself free from this mental tape that, we get stuck in, and we just stay there, and you can meditate, you can reach out to somebody, you can write in a shadow work journal, you can go to therapy, you can reach out to a healer, you can, there is a litany of things that you can do. And, I think that. You may stay stuck in this for a little while, otherwise it would not show up. But there comes a point where you're like, okay, I know that I harness the power within, and I can set myself free from this, okay? Which brings me to your next card, which is the King of Wands, which is a very powerful energy. I do believe it's Leo energy, so you may have some Leo in your chart. The way that this card appears to me, and this is the Dreamscapes deck. I was incredibly called to buy this deck, incredibly called. There's something about this deck I'm so drawn to, okay? So could be all the Scorpio in my chart, I don't know. But anyway, in 8th house placements, I have a Scorpio and 8th house stellium. So in really serious places. So anyway, this King of Wands is like the show must go on. He is directing the show to me. That's how he looks. But he just has this sort of, not really, I wanted to say smug at first. It's so dark in here, even with the lighting. No, he looks peaceful. He's sitting up there. He's just got it together. He even looks like he has a flame in his hand. He's got that little bit of firepower, but he doesn't look like his ass is on fire. He's got it together. It's controlled fire. He's the director of his own show. The show must go on. He is going to just continue to make things happen. He's going to continue to keep moving. He's not going to let this mental trap keep him stuck You know, maybe it's going to for a short time, but it's not going to be very long, because this person, okay, they, I mean, really truly have this whole entire sense about them. Like, I've got this under control. And that's kind of how I feel about you right now, Scorpio. There's a darkness that's been looming over you, and I've been feeling like, I do feel this sense that it's like you yourself need to go like this. I'm physically removing it. I'm pulling my own hair. Physically removing it from my shoulders, and I'm setting myself free. I'm spreading my own freaking wings, and I'm flying the hell out of here. You know what I mean? That's you. Okay, so then you have the Sea Witch, which is really interesting because she's holding this propeller here, and she has these tentacles, or they... not gonna make any assumptions. I apologize. So, but anyway, so they have these tentacles here, which kind of gave me like this sense of like, you know, come near me and you're gonna get stung. So there's that whole vibe, which is kind of a normal Scorpio vibe, but it's like, it's not. It's the air the Scorpio puts off, but it's not always the way that it is once you get to know a Scorpio. Because this card is actually like, you know, this is a childlike person, somebody who is very innocent and very sweet and very kind. And like on the exterior, people think that they're much more rude or harsh or even intimidating than they really are. And then, but under the surface, they're like, but I'm actually really sweet, and I wish that you would just get to know me, because I'm really not this person that you think that I am, just because I have these tentacles or this stinger or this like intimidating exterior. I'm really not this like harsh person that you think that I am, you know? Like, I don't have all this darkness that it seems like you feel like I have, you know? And so there's that energy too, which I don't feel like are completely intertwined, but like there's still this sense of you're taking control of that, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna exert my personal power, and I'm going to truly express who I really am. Okay? So we're going to move on to your career. I'm still going to kind of keep this a little organized, but I do want to really be true to myself as a reader. So I'm going to do that. Okay. But anyway, so like, I'm really firm about like who I am as a person. Okay. So you have the Page of Swords regarding your career. So you could really be stepping back in your environment and you're like, I don't know, is this really what I want? You know, because she's got this look on her face. This person has a look on their face where they're like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of paying attention to what's going on in my environment and listening and trying to assess whether or not this is for me. Okay? And so then you have this Three of Wands that came out as a crossing energy. And so when it comes out as a crossing energy, it can be one of two things for me. It can be between two people. It could be between two decisions, or it could be that there is the potential blockage. And the potential blockage for you, it's really interesting because you have this protective nest energy, which for me came across as like you're being like, it all has to do with stability. Like you're hanging on to a situation that you're in because you're afraid of losing your sense of stability, because you are a fixed sign. So it's like you're scared that if you venture outside of what you have in your current circumstance, that you're gonna lose your sense of stability. But then at the same time, it's like you're feeling like this isn't really for you. You are feeling like there's a sense of feeling trapped in the circumstance that you're in. Like it's not really for you. It's just not. And that you feel like you're kind of looking out at sea, you know, like there's gotta be something better out there for you. Like, this person is holding their ship, you know, going, I want to, what's the terminology? Like, put my ship to harbor. Is that how it goes? I'm not a boat person. Somewhere else, you know, like, this is just not my scene, is kind of what I'm getting. But then there's this also sense of like, you're still trying to protect this nest egg that you've built, and you're afraid that, like, if you start over, you know, you're gonna lose everything that you've built, you know. And so you're kind of just keeping an eye out, keeping an ear, you know, like listening for maybe different job opportunities and that kind of thing, but you haven't made any actual decisions yet. And then there's, like I said, there's also a shedding process that I was saying from the beginning, where there could be a lot of fears that you're hanging on to, which could be happening with the shedding. I know personally, regarding career, for me, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. That's happening with me, where there's a lot of fears that I'm shedding so that I can step out into my personal empowerment. Okay. And so I feel like that could be happening with you. Like, if you work in an office, it's different as an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you could apply that as well. Take what resonates. Okay. Anyway, so in love life, you have the hanged woman or the hanged man, person, fill in the blank. Okay. So this is actually a really, what is the word I'm looking for? Ephemeral? Is that the word I'm looking for? Hanged person, hanged woman. It's actually really amazing. So I feel like there's this celestial vibe. It's so cool because you actually got the celestial card, which I love this card because it's a 4-leaf clover. If you can see, I love it. So anyway, so you're definitely in an indecisive place, trying to see things from a different perspective. You could have, as a fixed sign, I definitely know that vibe as a fixed sign, getting like, you know, honed in on one point of view and stay stuck, you know. And so you might be trying to see things very differently. But then you got the Page of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse could be like you're not really wanting to budge. There may be an apology in order from either your side of the camp or somebody else's, and then there's this try me, like, not today, bucko. So take what resonates. Could be your side, their side, both sides. So there's the gardener. So what I'm getting for you, Scorpio, is that right now you're more focused on yourself. That's not what everybody wants to hear. I'm sorry, I just read the cards. So I actually think that's really amazing because that's what I do with my life. So I love it. But so the gardener is all about you tending to your own freaking self. Good for you. I love it. Okay. So maybe you need to go get a plant instead of a partner. I'm gonna mind my own business. But okay. So the gardener, there's also several houses on here. You could be moving homes even, and just kind of like in between spaces, really needing to focus on what's in front of you in the present moment. And like love and relationships is just like a back burner gig for you right now. Like it's just not something that should be prioritized, because otherwise it would just get messy, and it's just like not a focal point for you at this time. And that's just, you know, some people's story, and that's okay. And so, but what I'm seeing is that this person is holding their growth in high regard. And that is super important if you want to have a successful partnership. Not everybody agrees with me. I just read the cards. Okay, moving forward. So you have the Judgment card. you could have a reconciliation in your near future. That is not typically how I read the Judgment card. As a spiritual healer and somebody who wants to see you grow and reach a higher vibrational frequency, not typically how I read the card. Just gotta be really real with you. But anyway, so I definitely want to say that the way that this angel light being looks is that they have uprooted. So all this growth that you've been working on right here, it's like now there's this uprooting, okay? And this is like moving on to new horizons. To me, it's like moving on to a higher vibrational way of being. And I feel like that is because you have really worked through your growth. You have pressed on, you have sat back and you've shed some layers. You've really reconsidered your life and which course you want to take. You've, tried to gain a higher perspective. You focused on your growth. The universe has listened, okay? And it has helped you kind of rise above and increase your vibrational frequency. As I say rise above, now you have like a bird. And I feel like sometimes it depends on how I see this card. Today, I see it a little bit differently than I saw it with the Taurus reading. Today, I see it more as like an angelic presence because of the way that I see this Judgment card. I definitely see it more as like, now this is you're rising to new heights in your life. Like, whereas, because you started your reading being very stuck. You know what I mean? And so now it's like you've actually spread your wings and you're flying. And this is good. This is really good for you. Because you've started out being very stuck in your life, like mentally stuck. And now you're really rising above in your life. And I feel like because I got you some spiritual energy, you got the Sorcerer. And the Sorcerer is all about accountability. It is about taking responsibility for your life. There are a lot of feathers in their hair too. And I like to look, so you have feathers all over your reading. I feel like there's a lot of shedding that's been happening for you and then rising above. So first you're stuck, then you're shedding, now you're rising. You really do start to grow a lot over the month of June, okay? And that's what I'm really focusing on here. So with the Sorcerer energy for you, which reduces down to the number 3 because it's the number 48. So this is a really spiritual energy for you. And so this is about accountability, and it's saying here that you can't really pass the buck. It's like, especially with the King of Wands, and also your shadow energy is the Creator, which is also the King of Wands. You are responsible for your destiny. You are responsible for the energy that you are in. You are responsible for your choices. You are responsible for what you are manifesting into your environment. Now, does that mean that every single thing that ends up in your environment is completely your fault? No. No. Sometimes things just happen, okay? But the thing about it is that, like, say if you get stuck in a job you can't stand, okay? Like, ultimately you made that choice, because you do have a choice to look for something different. If you get stuck in a relationship that you're unhappy in, you do have a choice. If you get stuck in not growing through a situation, you have a choice. Do you see what I'm saying? If you get stuck in a negative mindset that you can't break free from, you have a choice, okay? And you have two powerful energies here, which are pressing you forward. You have several pressing forwards. This energy is propelling you forward. It's literally propelling you forward in your life. And you have this energy to kind of help you along. And it's really kind of up to you to make that decision to manifest your destiny, to manifest your happiness and your joy, okay? And so you have the celestial energy, which I feel is backing you up. It's like you're not alone through this process. And that's also what the sorcerer energy is saying to you. You're not alone through this process, because that's what the 3 energy is about. It's like the 3 is working together with you. The universe is working together with you through this process. You are absolutely not alone. Okay? And so it's like if you want to get unstuck, you know, the universe is here for you. The universe has got your back. And so that's the problem, is that you're tricking yourself into believing. This can be like a kind of a victim mindset. And this is your chakra card. This is a blocked heart chakra. You're tricking yourself into believing that these things are happening to you. And they're not. And that's how you got stuck in the first place. Okay? And so now I feel like you're starting to step into your personal empowerment through the month of June, and you're realizing, wait, no. This isn't true. This isn't the reality. And that's where the perspective shift comes in for you. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So things really start to change for you, and then you have the 6 of Swords underneath that. And I feel like you start to move on to a more peaceful state of mind as the month progresses. Okay, so that's what I have for Scorpio, and I will do Capricorn next. Bye, friends.